Welcome to the Dean Von Music podcast show. Coming up next, I'm thrilled to bring you the Chase Walker Band, one of America's favorite blues rock powerhouses, with blazing guitar riffs and powerhouse vocals. Their sound hits hard and stays with you.
That's just my ability. Baby, you got me hooked in a bad, bad way. Your temptations not to take hold. I can feel it in my bones.
Blending vintage blues influences with a modern edge, the Chase Walker Band delivers music that feels both nostalgic and brand new. Even Grammy-winning legend Kenny Loggins says, "They blew me away." Mark your calendars for July 31st, 2025 at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join me for a night of electrifying blues rock and unforgettable guitar work with the Chase Walker Band. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss this incredible show, and invite your friends for a chance to win a free Dean Von Music podcast mug featuring the Chase Walker Band. It's going to be a night to remember. I'll see you there. Thank you for joining me tonight, everyone. Let's bring in Mr. Chase Walker himself. We have Chase with us tonight, and he's coming in right now. Hey, Chase, there you are. How you doing?
Hello. How's it going, man?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me all right?
Oh, man, you coming in crystal clear. Crystal clear.
Beautiful. Thank you for having me on, man. I'm happy to be here.
Dude, I want to thank you for being on the show tonight. It's my honor, my pleasure. We had a few technical issues, so we came in a few minutes late. I usually am very prompt at 6 o'clock. And that's all right. We're only human, right?
Just got to do what we can do, man.
So tell the audience, are you in Los Angeles tonight? Are you out there in LA?
Yeah, I'm LA adjacent. If anyone's familiar with like the Southern California area, I'm in Riverside.
Riverside's cool.
It's just far enough. It's just far enough from LA that like Southern California kind of becomes a little more normal. You know what I mean? More, normal houses and houses with backyards and suburbia type.
So right. Tell me a little bit about your career. I mean, you've done a ton. Just to let people know, if you know anything about Chase Walker, he's been around a long time and done a lot in the music business. He's no newcomer, that's for damn sure. And I got your bio in front of me, but I would rather hear it from you. And take me back, to the beginning of your career when you started. Well, first of all, what got you into music? That's my first question. And then the next one is, where did it go from there?
So that's good. That's a good question. I really haven't thought about that in kind of a minute as far as like what got me into music.
You can go ahead and back the voice down just a
Yeah,
a little bit more,
yeah,
uh, just so it doesn't
no
distort.
problem.
There you go. There you go.
Uh,
There you go.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's a good question because neither of my parents really pursued anything musically related as a profession. Um, my mom loves to sing and she'll sing around the house all the time, but she rarely, if ever, sings around like other people, especially people she doesn't know. Um,
Well, a lot
I
of
think I
us are like
maybe, yeah, yeah. I think my grandfather might have played the saxophone, but like really, most of my family, are either like in law enforcement on my mom's side or
that. Okay.
like are ranchers and rodeo cowboys on my dad's side.
Oh,
So not a lot
wow.
of
Cool.
musically inclined people. But my parents did always, expose me to a wide range of music and tried to expose me to, uh, as good of music as possible. Starting me out with Stevie Ray Vaughan at a very, very early age.
SRV. Yeah, I saw that.
Um, yeah, and like, yeah, I think I don't know. I remember singing and dancing from as early as I can remember.
You're a dancer? You're also a dancer?
And so it just kind of felt like, I mean, not so much anymore, but I just remember like, as a young kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
And like being very like in touch with music, so to speak. Like always having a melody in my head.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So it was a very natural decision to sort of like pursue music. But I started on piano. Um,
Oh, like me, piano.
I think I always wanted to play guitar. Um, but when I talked to my folks as a kid, wanting to get into music, they had felt that like starting me on piano was a much better place for a young person to start because it's a little more well, for one, I think electric pianos are a lot cheaper than electric guitars, adequate.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I mean? And for two, it's
I
like
gotcha.
it's a much more linear instrument, so it's a lot easier for kids to pick up. But I never really latched on.
Always had a piano. We
Yeah,
always had a piano in the
always,
house, you know?
yeah, yeah. But yeah, as as musically inclined as I was, I never really latched on to piano as like something I had a passion for. You know what I mean? Like I would do the homework and all of that for, the piano teachers and all, but like it wasn't
Yeah.
something I was like excited to go and do ever. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I think part
It
of
wasn't
that
your
comes
thing.
down to like, no, and it maybe could have been, but I think part of getting excited about an instrument comes down to your teacher,
True.
how your teacher presents it to you. Uh, Yeah, because like with piano, it's I think pretty common, especially with piano, for teachers to really just kind of teach you out of a book, and you're learning, 150-year-old lullabies. You know what I mean? Which do teach you how to read music, and they're a simple way to get started on that front. But there's a huge learning curve if you're going that route to get over before you start doing stuff that's actually cool and relevant in a contemporary space. You know what I mean? Whereas
True.
with guitar, when I eventually picked up guitar when I was around 11, um, yeah, and I eventually found the guitar teacher that I would stick with. He started me on like, okay, let's learn a scale, and then from that scale, let's learn a song that uses that scale. You know what I mean?
There
So
you
it's
go.
like immediately you're using it for something that is like relevant in the contemporary sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, you got right
Um,
into playing some songs, which is what I was a teacher once too. And my thing was getting the student right into the song. Like this is what your teaching is going to, end up getting you into the songs and playing songs, and they get an appreciation, and they want to go back and learn the fundamentals again once they know what they can do.
right.
Is that what you're kind of talking about?
Exactly. And by doing that, you also, I think, train your ear because you don't know the scales yet. You don't know all the notes yet, but you know what the song sounds like. You know what I mean? And so then when you
Right.
can attribute the theory to what you're hearing in the song, your ear is much better for it as well. Uh, so
Yeah.
anyways, so that's kind of that's why I didn't really stick with piano. Eventually ended up picking up guitar around the time I was 11. And it still took me on guitar, a little bit of time, like I said before, I found the right teacher who was teaching me things that were relevant to the things that I wanted to play. That I really found a passion for it and started playing every day without having to like force myself to, if that makes sense. Because it definitely wasn't like
Yeah.
an immediate. Because everyone has to find that like spark, that thing that like
Well, take me
makes them
back. The,
passionate
the kind of
for what
music you
it
play,
is, you
the
know?
kind of music you play is very
Yeah,
organic, very natural.
yeah.
Take me back to like the SRV. Take me back to the blues, and what made you interested in playing getting back to your basics, like blues basics. Is that where you started
Mhm.
off, or were you doing something else before that?
So it's funny because my folks were showing me Stevie Ray Vaughan before I ever started playing guitar. I didn't
Gotcha.
really, I didn't at that time hadn't really clocked who Stevie was. He was just a guy that my folks were always like playing videos of. You know what I mean?
Right. I got you.
And when I started playing guitar, blues was definitely not the catalyst for the beginning of my guitar playing because I remember like some of the earliest stuff I was learning was like blues inspired music, like AC/DC
Oh
and Led
yeah,
Zeppelin and stuff like that. But like it was much more on the rock and roll side of things. You know what I mean?
I hear some of your playing.
But
It reminds me of SRV right there.
yeah, yeah,
I
definitely
love that
have
stuff, man. You know?
some of the Texas. Especially like that song right there, I tracked on a Telecaster with some E90s in it,
Nice.
and anytime I'm on a Fender, I just like something about the scale or I don't know what it is, but like anytime I'm playing a Fender, I just have a little more of a SRV Hendrix kind of attack to
Did,
it.
did Stevie did
Just
Stevie
kind
also
of
play a
I don't
Strat?
know,
Did
'cause
Stevie play a
I don't know,
Strat?
maybe it's
Yeah,
just I,
he played a
oh
Strat, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, he played a few different times, but yeah, that was his main.
That was his main,
Um,
right, right.
but yeah, I used to be a Strat guy back when I was, desperately trying to be Stevie Ray Vaughan. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I think it's probably because like around the time that I was picking up other influences, I switched over to playing more humbucking Gibson
Oh
style
yeah,
guitars.
I remember the
Yeah,
humbuckers, man.
every
Had a
time I
few
pick up a
flitters.
Fender though, man. Yeah,
How many guitars do you have? Like,
that's a good question.
I have to ask every guitar player
Probably
that, you know.
I haven't counted in a few years. I think I might have picked up at least one or two since, but in the realm of like 12 to 13.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a nice, comfortable. My last guitar
Nothing
player, I had
crazy.
25. I mean, it's just it gets insane. But how many guitars does a guitar player need? I think you've become more of a collector. My friends are like more collectors, than they are. They
Yeah.
don't play them all.
Dude, even with as many as I have, and I have like, I try to only hold on to ones that are either sentimental, which I only have a few of those that are like really like only sentimental, or has some real value as far as playing on stage with it or playing in the studio with it.
Right.
But even then, at 13 of those guitars, it is hard to like continuously go through. You know what I mean? Like you'll have some guitars that just sit there for forever because like you don't happen to be looking for that sound at that time. But
Now, do you play the piano? You talked about the piano. Do you play other instruments? And on your recordings, do you play all the instruments, or do you bring in your fellow bandmates?
so I'm adequate enough at piano to be able to track the parts that I need. I'm not going to be doing any, fancy soloing or anything like that on piano, but chords and
You need to call
if I
me
need a
when you're
bass
ready to
line or whatever.
call
Yeah.
me when you're ready for the piano parts. I'm a
Yeah,
met.
man.
I'm a like a Boston keyboard player, Deep Purple.
Yeah.
I rip on the Hammond.
Yeah. I honestly, I might have a track. I might have a track for you. I'll send you some stuff. But
Send me some, man. I'd love to
yeah,
rip on the. Yeah,
yeah. Um, as far as like recording though, so for my most recent EP, it was the first project that I basically created from scratch, top to bottom myself. So all of the instrumentation, all of the writing, all of the producing, all the mixing, everything up until the mastering for the whole album.
very nice,
Um,
very nice, very nice.
and yeah, it was kind of like basically it was my like proof of concept that like, hey, I can actually like I can do this, and it's the level of quality it needs to be to to be able to be released and for people to dig it. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Now that I've achieved that, I'm still working on a few other tracks that I'm kind of doing the same way I did the last ones, but then I'm also trying to branch out as far as my own production skills go into bringing in a live band and kind of doing it all live because if
sure,
you can do that, if you have a system for doing that, and if you know the right players to bring in, which I know plenty of players, but um,
you remind
it
me a little
makes
bit
the
of a
process so
Tom
much quicker.
Schultz. You remind me of Tom Schultz a little bit of Boston, where Tom Schultz
Oh,
did it.
okay, yeah,
He did his own recording in his
yeah,
basement studio, and
yeah,
as you know, follow the Tom Schultz story. But people were like, "Where's the band?" He did all the recording himself, and he also did the
yeah,
engineering, not only the production but the engineering. Sounds like you kind of following his footsteps a little bit.
pretty much, and it's a trip too, because like when you're tracking all the parts yourself, you're still trying to make it sound and feel like it's a band playing together, obviously.
Right, right.
Um, and so you're trying to manipulate. You're playing in such a way in certain sections to make it feel like there's ebb and flow to it, and do the things that a band would do if they were all playing together.
Right.
Um, but no matter how much you do that, there's still a level, or at least what I'm finding out very recently, is there's still a level of um spontaneous energy that
Like there's some spontaneity in
you
the
just
studio.
can't capture. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just can't capture without having guys together in the room. And that also applies to if you're tracking parts, and
Yeah.
sending out a scratch track to a drummer to track at his own place, and then having the bass player track at his own place, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Yeah. Yeah.
still missing that like in the room in the moment
It gets
like
kind of
vibe.
tricky. It gets kind of tricky
But
when you're doing the
also,
remote thing.
right. But at the same time, the aspect of like building all the track yourself, what that gets you is that you really can't necessarily rely on all the time with a live band, is you can make it how you're looking for. You know what I mean? Like exactly whatever it is you have in your head, and at the very minimum, you can capture a vibe that works. You know what I mean? Like it may not be as energetic or as spontaneous as having the live band there, but it'll be something that works. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas, and this is something that a good friend of mine was telling me that I really hadn't thought of until recently, but live band sessions really depend on the band knowing the material and having the right energy on that day to really execute the song the way it needs to be played.
No, no, I got you. Now, tell me a little bit about the Chase Walker Band. How long have you been with this group of guys? And just tell me a little bit background, how you met them, and how long has the Chase Walker Band been together?
So I guess kind of a complicated answer. So the Chase Walker Band, at its inception, was a group of guys that I had met when we were all in high school. Um, and if you look at some of our earlier records, they're on the covers of the
Okay.
records with me there. Um, and that was basically, the Chase Walker Band for all throughout while we were all in high school. Once we all went to college, we kind of all went to, very different parts of the country for college. Um, and so I went off to Nashville and found some cats in Nashville,
Is
and
that
did,
where you
did a
went
little
to
bit
the
of
unit?
touring out of Nashville.
Is that you went to Belmont University, CEMB in
Yeah,
Nashville, Tennessee?
yep,
And tell
yep,
me a little bit
yep.
about that whole
Uh,
experience along with the band.
yeah, Nashville, man, is I mean, I think it's as different a place from the rest of the country as parts of Southern California.
Right.
You know, not quite as different as Southern California, but it's definitely got its own thing going. It's certainly different from Southern California. But yeah, man, I mean it's a very traditional place. It's like they've it really I think the biggest trip for me living out there and learning about the music industry out there and experiencing music industry out there is how much of a predefined roles they have out there.
Yeah.
Like there are people who are like they're engineers and they just do engineering. There's people who are songwriters and they just do songwriting. There's people who are artists and maybe they do a little bit of songwriting, but it's like they sing and they're artists. That's it. You know what I mean? Whereas out here, it's like it's much more common for, there's if you're an engineer, you're probably also a songwriter and you're also pursuing your own little artist project of some sort. You know what I mean?
No, I got
Um,
you. Now, real quick, I want to ask you
and
something.
that was like living out the first time. Yeah.
You've been compared to Chris Stapleton,
Go ahead.
one of my favorite songwriters of all
Uh,
time. Chris Stapleton, a great guitar player. And when I listen to your guitar playing, you remind me of Chris a little bit and Stevie Ray Vaughan at the same time. But tell me how you blend all that together to make yourself an original songwriter, an artist. Do you feel like you're unique in a sense where you kind of sound like this guy, you kind of sound like that guy? How do you bring that originality for Chase Walker?
mhm. It's a good question. Yeah, I think because what do they call it? Imposter syndrome is a real thing, especially for creative endeavors. And uh, ultimately, as an artist, especially as you're developing yourself as an artist, and I've told this to several young artists before, it the development as an artist requires that you copy people. You know what I mean? That you find people that inspire you,
Right.
that have a sound that you wish you could sound like, and that you copy them. I mean, that's legitimately how we develop social skills. Like we're copying what we
Yeah,
see around us, right?
exactly.
But the development of one's unique personality is the same as one's unique artistic voice in that you copy enough until you get to a place where you go, oh, you know what? I'm more into these kinds of things than these kinds of things. You know what I mean? And while I be into, um, Stevie Ray Vaughan or Joe Bonamassa or, you know, Ingvar Malmsteen,
Yeah,
let's say.
yeah.
While I may be into the heavy guitar stuff, I'm also into the deep lyrical songwriting stuff, you know. And then when you decide that, okay, I'm gonna do both of those things because why not? You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden you have a unique voice that comes out of the things that you were initially copying. That's at least my theory on it.
Well, you're a pretty unique songwriter, and I believe you. You know, I listen to your music. The one song that I was playing for the commercial, it reminded me of the format of Black Magic Woman. It kind of had that da 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 bum bum. What was the name of that song again? I forgot. But what a great song!
Probably
Man.
the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's Bones, right?
Was it Bones?
That's the one.
I
Yeah,
forgot
that's
the
the one
name.
that's probably closest. Yeah, it's definitely
I'm
Bones because that's
I'm
yeah,
look
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Black Magic
It
Woman.
was
Yeah,
Bones. There it is, right there. Hold on a second. Let me just. I want to listen to it real quick because I've been playing it for the commercial.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I love the organ. Are you playing that organ, or do you have a keyboard player?
That's me
That's you.
programming it basically. Yeah.
Is it like a Hammond B3? What is that sound you're getting?
That I believe should the waterfall organ from Universal Audio.
Okay.
Sounds really good. Sounds very, very realistic.
I've been playing that song more than I haven't even listened to like a lot of your other songs, but that one I liked it because it sounded great for the commercial. I could talk over it and it started grooving. I used to sing Black Magic Woman in the band, and it reminded me of that, just the way it turned around. I feel it in my bones.
I love that era of like Latin music too.
Your voice is incredible, by the way.
Thank you.
You get up there, man. You start ripping.
Something I've definitely developed.
Well, so and Stevie had a great voice too, but I think you're a step even above on the vocal side. Even though I love SRV, man, I think you're a step up on the vocal side. And of course, he's an incredible guitar player. How do you feel that you compare to guitar players like that? Do you feel that you've achieved that, or you still have a lot to learn?
Yeah, that's a tough. It's a difficult one to answer because, like, I stopped looking at guitar in the sense of technical skill a long time ago.
Okay.
Because ultimately, the reason why guitar is not more popular today is because people started focusing on how much shredding can I shred. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And it's not about the shredding. It's not all about the technical skills. It's certainly not about how many notes you play.
So you think more about the feeling, more about
like
the
jazz.
feeling, more about the
Look
feeling.
at like great jazz players
Yeah.
who can play, like Miles Davis can play all the notes he wants to play. It's not that he can't play enough notes. It's that he doesn't need to. He doesn't want to. The song doesn't need it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So like, ultimately, when I look at like, when it comes to the question of like, how do I compare myself as far as I'm playing to other guitar players, it's less. I look at it less about the technical skill and more about how much are you expressing. You know what I mean? Because there are guitar players who are technically incredible, but they don't. When they're soloing, they're not really expressing as much as some other guitar players who play a whole lot less.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's funny because my last, a few back, I did David Schenkel of Manowar, and he's considered the top 10 shredders in the world. And he was so fast, you know, and I'm listening to the guitar and I'm going, oh my God, I'm so lost you know, just going, it's just more like who could play the fastest, but I didn't feel it, you know, and I didn't see, you know, in listening to you play, I can almost sing with it. I can groove with it. I can listen to it and I could actually sing with it. But when I was listening to him shred, I'm like, it was like listening to this blistering guitar shredder. I'm going, oh my God, what is he doing? I'd say, what are you playing right there? I had to ask him that. What are you playing? And he named off like 10 different chromatic riffs and pentatonic and all these different riffs.
Right. Like the shredding too is like, I feel like it's even more impressive when it's in shorter bursts You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
it's just like it's kind of like death metal, right? Like
Yeah.
heavy metal, death metal drumming is like it's all like if it's all blast beats, it's all blast beats. You know what I mean? But
Right.
if you blast beat in between some other grooves, you know what I mean? Then
Right.
that
Right. Right.
blast beat feels like, oh, now we're going. You know what I mean?
Real quick, I want to make an announcement. We're taking call-ins tonight to talk to Chase Walker. I want to tell the people that are out there maybe not watching tonight, if you're not seeing the screen, I have the phone numbers up to right now. It's the area code 669-444-9171 in the USA. Area code 669-444-9171 in the USA. Meeting ID, you'll have to get into the show, 702-927-2226. 702-927-2226. So give a call in and talk to Chase. You win a free mug, by the way. The first caller in wins the free music podcast mug with Chase Walker on the front. And you can have your cup of coffee on an 11-ounce beautiful mug with the Chase Walker band on the front. So give a call into the show. It's called Talk to the Band segment right now. We'll run it for about 15, 20 minutes. We'll continue to talk to Chase about his music career and the Chase Walker band. So continue on, my brother. And tell me a little bit about what you're doing now, and we can talk a little bit about more of your history. But what are you planning on doing right now? Are you going to be doing stuff with the band or doing stuff solo?
So for this next music project, I'm really focused on expanding out to bringing in a live band and getting more of that spontaneous energy on the record. Still trying to approach it from the same creative place. But yeah, trying to do it a little more efficiently. Um, Beyond that, we've started experimenting with putting on some of our own shows and being our own promoters for those shows. In essence, basically being selling the tickets ourselves is what it comes down
Okay.
to.
Okay.
And so we've been it's been working pretty well so far. So in the next year, we're going to be probably booking some tours out for ourselves where we're our own tickets. That's the goal, at least.
And are you gonna
But
stay?
yeah,
Are
other
you
than
gonna
that, I'm
are you
just
gonna
working on
stay?
getting the next album.
Okay, so you're working on some new recordings. Got a new album coming up, and if you tour, are you going to jump out of Southern California and come out to Las Vegas? Or are you going to move around a little bit?
Yeah, man. We'll more than likely make a stop in Vegas. Yeah, we're looking at going up. We're going up the coast. We'll definitely just in May of next year. But yeah, we've got some stops that we're gonna hit probably Phoenix, Durango, probably some spots in Utah and down there in New Mexico as well. We're gonna try and like do these short, maybe weekend to week long runs, that are within that amount of driving time from Southern California. As and many people may not realize, but touring is honestly it's very expensive to tour. And so it can
Oh yeah,
be
yeah.
like the longer you make a tour, unless you're a major, major artist, the riskier it gets,
Oh,
basically.
absolutely. You got to pack
So
the house, make the money.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're dipping our toes into selling our own tickets at this point. And it's going
So
really
so
well.
so we need to promote you. We
We'll
need to
be
promote.
into our ankles by early next year, basically.
I
Yeah.
got you. Let's back up a little bit. You were about 16 years old. You've appeared in Guitar World magazine, Guitar Player magazine, and ultimateguitar.com, it says. And you've also been featured in the American Blues Scene magazine as a top 10 artist. That's quite an accomplishment. You Need to Know and named Future of Blues Rock. 10 acts to watch under 30 what? 30 oh by Blues Rock. And so you've done some things. Greta Van Fleet and Larkin Poe, his second album, Not Quite Legal. and that was recorded when you were only 16. Tell me a little bit. Let's go back a little bit to that album, Not Quite Legal, and tell me what the success was with that album, and did you tour after that as well?
Yeah, yeah, that was our second album. We put that
Okay,
out pretty much right before we graduated. It was like
that's
our
amazing.
like junior or senior year for sure.
So you were young. You were really young then. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's impressive.
Um, and we I remember we got some support from Spotify. I can't remember all the songs, but I know Red House got some Spotify playlist support and all that,
You
which
did a
helped
cover of Red
pretty
House
massively.
with Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My good buddy who recently passed away, Gino Mateo, produced that album. At the studio that's down here in Riverside. But yeah, man, I mean, honestly, we at that point in time didn't really know what we were doing as far as promotion is concerned. We were kind of just
But but
figuring
but
it out.
but but you
Um,
received now real quick. You received two International
yeah,
Independent Music Awards (IMA) nominations
yeah,
for Best Blues Album and Song of the Year. That's pretty impressive. I mean,
mm,
you guys weren't just playing around.
yeah,
You were doing it on a serious level. And tell me, how did you get to that point? That was in what, 2019 or somewhere, wasn't it?
mm, yeah. Well, we were really pressing the gas pretty hard from like, all the way through high school, all the way till around, yeah, like 2018, 2019
Gotcha.
ish. And yeah, I didn't really get a chance to tour that record very much until I got into college. But yeah, once I was in Nashville, we did a little bit of touring out of Nashville. Um, yeah, I mean, really what it comes down to as far as like taking whatever it is you're doing to the next level is uh, obviously you gotta have the consistency with it, and you gotta have you got to be looking for ways of opening up new opportunities. You know what I mean?
Right, 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 right.
Looking for it's a who you know business. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing with the music industry. But
Unfortunately, yeah, it is.
oh yeah, oh yeah. But I
Kenny
mean,
Wayne Shepherd, real quick. Kenny Wayne
yeah.
Shepherd. Did you ever get to play with any of the big guys, like Stapleton or Kenny Wayne Shepherd or any of those guys? You done any big shows like that? You got to even meet them,
I
just
never
to
got
meet
to
them.
play with I never got to play with them. I met Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and I think I met Johnny Lang briefly, like
Johnny
very
Lang.
briefly, like took a photo with him, and yeah, we have that photo somewhere.
He's badass.
But yeah, man, they're great. But yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like a lot of the success that I had when I was in high school really came down to like my parents' support and like them, you know, putting together a press kit for me and like just reaching out to talent buyers to get me booking and shit like that. Because like when you're in high school, you have no idea how to do any of that stuff. So yeah, a lot of the stuff, um, you know,
Well, let's
back at
jump
that
forward to
time was
2024. Sounds
yeah,
like you did something here. Sounds of an Old School in June of 2024. So
uh,
this is just last year.
yeah.
The groundbreaking EP marks a milestone for Walker as his first fully self produced EP, showcasing not only the guitar virtuosity and the powerful vocals that he is known for, but also his impressive songwriting musicianship. Quoted. That's pretty impressive. Tell me a little bit about 24. Let's jump forward a little bit.
Yeah, man. So, is your question just what is your question specifically? Is it
Well,
more,
let's jump forward to 24. When did everything
uh,
change? And did everything change? And tell me about the 24 EP that it says marks a milestone in your career.
yeah.
And tell me, kind of move
So,
forward a little bit, and we'll get into
yeah.
what you're doing now.
So, you know, I've been living in Nashville, and then the pandemic happens, and I moved back to California, living with the folks because having to what is it? What was the term? Personal
Lockdown?
distance or whatever. Yeah, during the
Yeah.
lockdowns. But isn't it so good to be finally at a place where we're forgetting what those were called?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a good place to be. It was
almost.
horrible.
um, so lockdown's happening. I come back home to California. I'm finishing out the last semesters I have at Belmont. And they're doing them. They're Belmont for the first time is doing like online classes, so I'm kind of finishing those out on- online. While I'm doing that, I enroll in a an online course outside of Belmont um, that was basically set up by a group of songwriters who write music for film and television
Oh, okay.
as a course for other songwriters to teach people how to write music for film and television, specifically commercial music for film and television. Because there's when it comes to that lane, which is called sync, which is short for synchronization.
I always wanted to
Uh,
get into doing
yeah,
some film, some like
yeah,
soundtracks or getting into film a little bit.
yeah.
I got into some horror movie stuff for a while, but I always, because I have all my keyboards here, and I can do
Mhm.
a lot of the orchestrations and the sound effects and like a horror movie. I did a track for a horror movie, but I wanted to make
Nice.
money. I wanted to make money doing that. And
Mhm.
I just never, couldn't find a way in. Is
Yeah,
that's, it was very
it's
difficult.
I think it like the music industry or the entertainment industry as a whole, the opportunities have definitely opened up in a major way. But at the same time, the landscape has also dramatically changed. Um, so, anyways, I started taking this class for sync um, throughout basically starting in like 2016-ish. I started like sort of dabbling in producing and figuring out how to produce myself. Really, from the get-go was because I wanted to sync, but I wanted to learn how to produce myself to really be able to do that efficiently and to make music efficiently and time efficiently
Gotcha.
before really getting into the sync space and develop and devoting a lot of time to that. Anyhow, I'd gotten to a point where I could fairly proficiently produce myself. I'd still, had a lot to figure out since then, but started learning about sync. From that, picked up an internship with a sync licensing agency that just kind of turned into a part-time position working with this sync agent, Charles
Right, right,
Levin
right.
of Blue Buddha Entertainment, out of Los Angeles. He's a long time sync agent who's been in the industry since like the early 2000s, and has seen has seen the tides turn, so to speak, in the scene in a whole.
And real quick, I don't want to
But
interrupt you. Real quick, I have a question.
yeah,
I'm on your website right now. I'm
yeah.
looking at your videos, and the Bones
Mhm.
video, was that a live video or is that a studio video?
Yeah, the Bones video that is, I guess you could call it a studio video. We we wanted it to it's a music video that we wanted to just basically be a performance video. You know what I mean?
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, for the we needed a space, so we would have done it as a live video. Except for that, I wanted a space that we could get a real Hammond organ in,
Ooh, okay, that would
and
be cool. That'd be
we,
cool.
real Hammond organs are hard to find, and they're even harder to move.
Right. And
So
a bit
my
clunky.
buddy has, yeah, my buddy who lives down here in Riverside, Pat Maloney, he has a Hammond organ at his
Nice.
place, and so he offered, or when I asked him, he offered to let us use his place. But his organ was not in fully working condition at the time, so we couldn't quite use the audio for that. But
Do you mind if I
really,
play?
the
Do you
the
mind if I play
the
that video right now?
yeah, yeah.
I
The
mean,
goal
this.
of that video was just to get something that visually looked, vibey
Well,
to
well, you
go
can come
with the
in. You
vibe of
can
the
talk about
song.
the
You know
vid.
what I
We're
mean?
going to play the song right now for the audience, and then when the video's over, give me a
Mhm.
little recap on the video. Okay, here we go. Let's give it a shot.
Sounds good.
Crank it up, everyone. We got Chase Walker.
2, 1, action.
I can feel it in my bones.
Look at that hair.
Feel it creeping in my soul. Whatever it is that you do, make it woman to wait on me. You look like a wild one. That's just my cup of tea. Baby, you got me hooked in a bad, bad way. Your temptations start to take over me. I can feel it in my bones. Feel it creeping in my soul. Whatever it is that you do, make it woman to work on me. Dangerous desire, girl, you got me on a string. The moves you've been making got me trembling and ashamed. Your power's got a hold on me. I can feel it in my bones. I feel it creeping in my soul. Whatever it is that you do, make it woman to work on me. Work on me, baby. I can feel it in my bones. Feel it creeping in my soul. Whatever it is that you do, make it woman to work on
Nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Man, that sounded great, man. What made you cut your hair, man? You look so crazy right there.
Oh no, I would never cut my hair. I just got it tied back
Oh,
here.
you have it tied back, man. You got
Yeah.
some crazy
Yeah, yeah,
hair
yeah.
right there, man. I'm like, oh, he didn't cut his hair, did he?
No, no, no. Yeah, that hair is worth too much money to me.
Tell me about those guys in the band. Are they still with you today? Are you still playing with them?
So Matt, my drummer, who's in that video, so just for context, everyone in that video minus my homie who's on organ, were the original band members that were together when we were all in high school. So me, the
Nice.
bass player, and the drummer were all together since high school. Matt just recently moved up to San Jose. which is about what is that? I don't know, 6 hours north from where I'm at.
Right.
Which I know to certain people in certain parts of the country might not sound like a very long way, but for California, that might as well be on the other side of the world. So we do have some gigs coming up here that we're planning for next year, to go up to Northern California and do some touring up in the Pacific Northwest. But yeah, pretty much since Matt moved up there, it's just kind of been me doing my thing down here. But yeah.
There was one song I was listening to of yours, and it reminded me a little bit of a James Brown play. You were going, hey, you were kind of getting down.
Mhm.
What was the name of that song? I'm trying to find it.
If I'm correct about which one you're referring to,
Working,
should be
Mova?
Working Man. The
Was it working?
yeah, it should be the
I was
top
listening to it. I
track.
go, man, he's reminding me a little bit of James Brown right there. Just the getting down part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love it, man. When a singer decides to, is this the one? No.
Yeah.
There it is. There's that organ. Let me crank it up a little bit.
Do it to me, baby.
Crank it up, everyone. The Chase Walker Band.
If you need somebody,
Working man.
we can treat you right.
I'm ready for another beer.
Come, dear girl, would you give me a try? If what you've been looking for comes high in demand,
Got a little soul there, brother.
baby, love is my business and I'm a working
Yeah, I was trying to really capture that
Yeah.
late 60s, 70s sort of sound, you know?
It's really groovy, man. It's groovy.
And I got thoughts
I don't
on
use
you.
that word much, only when I need to.
But if your body's lonely, baby, don't be shy.
It really takes me back.
If you need a lover who understands, baby, love is my business and I'm a working man. Yes, I am, baby. I'm a working man. Come on now.
Come on now.
Yes, I am, baby. I'm a working man. Yes, I am. I'm a working man.
Did it just end? Holy crap.
I don't even want more.
I want more, man. I want more. Oh my God.
Don't worry, we've got some 5-minute tracks cooking on this next one. We just I got the band in here and we were doing some track and we started doing some jamming and all of a sudden these songs end up that were supposed to be 2.5 minutes apiece end up like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. We'll see about that.
Now I see I'm sorry. I see another video and
Yeah.
it says new on it. and there's a girl kind of doing a go-go dance. It's got a pink screen on
Yeah, that was something.
it. What is that?
That was something my mom put together for our promotion, basically for the song. It's basically if it's the one I'm thinking it is, it's the video you're looking for would be the other one, because they're both the same video. They just have a few clips are different.
Well, tell me which one on your
Essentially.
website you want me to play, because I haven't got a chance to look at them all. I got Bones, No Good.
Go for the
Chase
there's a
Walker
video
Band.
for No Good and there's a video for Move Yeah.
How about No Good?
Yeah. That was a video we captured at a buddy of mine's place in the hills above Thousand Oaks.
Oh, okay.
Little spot called Last Outpost Broadcast. You can find their clips and all
I'm familiar
on the
with that
social media
area.
and YouTube and all that channels.
Well, let me play it just for the audience. They're just getting a little feel for who you are. I want people to go out and see you play live, so that's why I'm kind of playing these videos. I want people to go check you out, man. Let me play it real quick for the audience. Here we go.
You got me stirring up a fever. I'm trembling in sweat. It's like you're turning up the heater. I can't get you out of my head. You've got me shuffling and shaking. You've got me under my skin. It's with the moves that you've been making. You keep pulling me back in. But you're no good. You're no good. You're no good for my soul. But we both know I can't resist. I can't resist. You're a seductive kind of trouble that anybody can see. You'd make a holy man hustle. Girl, you put the devil in me. You got your wicked ways of working, something up your sleeve. Oh, you must have put a curse on me, 'cause you're gonna set me free. You're no good. You're no good. You're no good for my soul, but we both know I can't resist. I can't resist.
Tell me a little bit more about where you're headed. Let's get towards wrapping up here. We're about an hour and a half for the whole show, and I want you to tell people what they can be looking out for in the next, let's say, 6 months from Chase Walker Band.
Yes, so we'll be coming out with some more music here. I'm trying to put together an album that is at least 6 or 7 originals and 6 or 7 covers. I may even break that up into 2 albums. We'll see. Okay. But yeah, for the foreseeable future, right now, I'm trying to get that put out. We're trying to get that out sometime in the fall, probably mid-October, something like that. And then yeah, from there we'll just be doing shows around the Southern California short term, but in the long term, like I mentioned, we'll be going all over the West Coast and the Southwest.
And you said you might be coming to Las Vegas. You think that's going to happen?
Yeah, we'll definitely be coming to Las Vegas. And we may even, we've gotten some calls for shows much further out than the Southwest.
Okay.
So, it really depends on, what shows we find. But yeah, as far as that goes, we'll have more music out. We'll have more dates coming, and yeah. Well, I'm also I'm trying to set up my studio space here to start doing some live video jam sessions where we can track all of the audio, direct audio, and mix it all and sort of get it all streamed seamlessly with a real top quality sounding mix.
There you go.
So look out for that, because this the session that I just did with the band here the other day was the first time I've really done a session to like make something to record to release. And with the minimal sound treatment that I have in this room, the session went exceedingly well. So
Awesome.
we're going to be doing some more of these, and we're going to start capturing them on video.
Do you record right there at your home studio, right where your drum set is?
Oh, yes.
That's where you record? Okay. Is that also your rehearsal studio?
Well, depends on who I'm rehearsing with. Because I'm all the way out here in Riverside. A lot of times I'm going out to LA to rehearse. But
LA. That's a little bit of a drive.
yeah, man.
I used to rehearse in Monrovia,
Such a fun drive.
Burbank, Los Angeles, and it's just a drive, man. Like you said earlier, in Southern California, it's like you're driving the other side of the world. You're going 3 hours in traffic.
Covina is about.
Is traffic still bad?
Covina for me is like halfway, basically. Oh, dude, traffic's bad no matter where you go, man. It's like
it's one of the reasons I left California. Yeah, I left California because not only the traffic, the economy, taxes, Governor Newsom. I left for a lot of reasons. It's just horrible, man.
Although I tell you what, man, since the pandemic, LA it's been no less traffic, but I feel like the people there are much more chill. There's still some of the superficial crowd in LA, like there always is.
They're thankful to be not locked down.
Thankful to be not locked down, and I think the only people who stayed are the people who really wanted, who felt Southern California as part of their like identity. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because all the opportunity seekers went out to Austin or went out to Nashville. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, because those were the places that were opened up. So
tell me about Nashville. Have you played? Where did you play in Nashville when you were out there?
Not down at Bourbon Street Blues Club. Man, there's so many clubs that are like escaping me right now.
Was it different than playing in LA? Was it like, tell me the difference. Where would you rather play?
So feel like, well, for obvious reasons, like, you know, the Nashville's a much heavier country scene, right?
And blues.
Nashville has waves of tourism that come through, specifically looking for country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a specific range of country at that. The density of musicians out there is just through the roof. You know, there's a lot of, you know, very talented musicians and artists out here in Los Angeles, but per capita, it's just like, I mean, you go to any club that's got a live band, the band is just unbelievable. You go to any jam almost every player there is just unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those towns where like the guy serving you, at the window at McDonald's probably plays guitar better than you. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
But at the same time, one of the things that I don't miss about Nashville is I feel like tendency to prioritize tradition and like the way things have always been done over trying some new things that have never been done before. You know what I mean? And that's the same in every industry, but Nashville's got a very like, this is how we do things here kind of a,
I think they think they're just even better than
part of
LA.
the Southern thing.
Well, it's not just Southern. It's
LA
also
at
blues
least,
and
like,
jazz.
I feel like everything I hear coming out of LA, particularly like a lot of the things that are getting, are things that are trying something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course, there's always the artists getting pushed that are just copying other artists. But like, think about the records you hear come out that like are trying something new, and where you hear them coming out from. A lot of them are coming out of LA, Atlanta, to some degree New York.
Hey, real quick, I don't want to interrupt you. I found that other video. You're driving a car. You're taking off in the car. It's official video Chase Walker Band. And this is the one I wanted to play, but I couldn't find it. It was on your website. Do you mind if I play it?
Go for it, brother.
I want to play it, man. I want to play your music. And I want to get it in before we quit. So everyone, hold on. Let me share this real quick. And I want to play another Chase Walker video out there. And I just want you to see this guy on stage because he's phenomenal. He's a very talented singer, songwriter, guitar player, producer, engineer, keyboard player. I could keep going. Let's play the song. Let's go.
In your roll, baby. The rhythm in your soul, baby. Then you shake it like you can't stand still. Keep it knocking until you get your fill. I'm gonna move you. Put a little sour in your sweet, baby. I'll be the liquor in your tea, baby. Gonna roll you in and out of your bones. So guilty pleasure make you lose control. I'm gonna move you.
Your songs just catch me completely off guard. Nothing wrong with that.
I feel like that's what a song's supposed to do, you know?
I like that.
Like
Catch me a little bit off guard.
It's like a good joke. You know what I mean? Like it's like a good joke. Like you should have some anticipation of where it's going. It should forecast where it's going. But
Right.
then it should also surprise you once it gets there. You know what I mean?
Who does that? Other artists. I know you appreciate other artists. I'm trying to think who does that. I almost, when I'm writing songs, I always have a fade out, or I have a crescendo into the end, or something that's going to let you know it's going to end. but I like the fact that it just stops. It just stops. I'm like, damn, it's already over. But how about the live show? How about the live show? Do you do that in the live show? Or do you just have a big, giant encore? You end the song 3 times.
Right. We tried because we got to a place where we were doing like big rock endings on like every song. So we try to like mix it up as much as possible. But yeah, when you do those like quick hard stops, it makes it real simple if you want to make a nice tight transition between songs. Do a real hard stop, and then you just start the next song. You know what I mean? And it also makes it simple on the DJs too. That just stops, and then they just play the next one. You don't have to fade anything, or you know what I mean? There's no dead space.
All the hot chicks out there on the chat are saying they want to see your hair. They're like, well, won't he let us
see my hair?
Want to see your hair, man? I don't know if you feel like whipping it out or not.
It's been bad hair day today. I can't today.
Okay, that's all right. But if everyone's watching, that's his hair in the video. Look at that crazy hair. Now, is there a lot of preparation? I mean, to have that much hair.
Exactly.
I got a little bit of hair, but to have that much is a lot of work before you go on stage. Like, do you have a person there that has to like do it up and get put curls in it and all that shit? What's your preparation?
Well, that's why I got it tied back right, Dean. It's like it's a lot of preparation, man. You gotta curly hair too. You can't just like brush it out with like a regular brush. You gotta use either like a special kind of brush, or you gotta like use your fingers, which takes like not in like a shower. Those shower picks, even those are too aggressive. You got to use like there's this special like curly hair specific oils, which works great. That's what I do, but it takes like an hour to comb through hair.
That's so funny. I just grew my hair long again, Chase. I had my hair short for a while. I'm from the my first record was 79. So I've been playing music for over 45 years. I've had long hair my entire life, except for at some point I decided, you know what? I was working out one day and I got tangled in the weights. And I just said, I went next door to the hair salon and said, please cut my hair off. Give me my ponytail, put it in a rubber band so I can save it. And then one day, I just out of the blue, since I've been interviewing you guys with the beautiful long hair, I said, I'm going to grow my hair long again. Now I'm back to it's a pain in the ass. I use more shampoo. It gets tangled. I always want to put it in a ponytail or put it up in a, you know what I'm saying? And now today I wore a hat. So I'm trying to ease up on the whole ponytail because I'm ripping it out. It's a pain in the ass. And to have hair like yours, it's beautiful, man. But tell me, it's a lot of work. And have you had hair your entire life like that? Your whole life?
I think I started growing it out. So I started growing it out when I was like, I think in middle school, and then I cut it right when it was like, maybe 8 inches or so long.
Right.
But I think the last time I cut it was right before my freshman year of high school. So
So you've had long hair
what,
a long
over
part of
10
long
years.
part of your life. You've had long hair.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't want
And
to. I didn't want to get to that much into your hair. But
Yeah.
somebody on chat asked about it, so I thought I would relay
No,
the
definitely.
message. They want to
Definitely.
see your beautiful.
It's all my secret is Kirkland brand conditioner. And
Kirkland brand.
there's also there's a product called Miracle Milk. You can get it on Amazon. It comes in these big tubes.
What's it called? Miracle what?
Miracle Milk. It's like a leave-in conditioner.
Miracle Milk. All right,
That
everyone
helps a
go out
lot.
and get Miracle Milk if you want hair like Chase
Those two
Walker.
things. Oh yeah. And that
That's
Kirkland
so
brand.
funny.
Nice and cheap.
Yeah, we're advertising for Kirkland tonight. Is there anything you want to? They don't need it. Is there anything you want to say to your audience before we start wrapping up? You want to coming out new songs? Where can they get them and all that stuff?
Make sure you're following our social media. Make sure you're on the email list. Yeah, we're gonna have new music coming out here in the next couple months. In the process of wrapping all that stuff up as we speak. And yeah, be on the lookout for shows. We'll be coming around, man.
Everybody look out for Chase Walker and the Chase Walker Band. And tonight we got Chase Walker by himself, which is an exclusive interview, which I really am honored to interview him one-on-one. Go ahead.
Before we go, I did want to plug. We are playing in Idlewild coming up here on August 30th. So anyone who's in the Southern California area or out near like Palm Springs, Idlewild, nice little artsy town. Get up there, get out of the heat, because I know it's going to be hotter than hell in late August.
So what's the date on that gig? What's the name of the club? What's the date?
Will be August 30th, and we'll be playing at Taryn's Place in Idlewild. It'll be all up on our social media and up on our website here shortly.
Well, let's give everyone your website. It is the Chase Walker Band. Is that right? ChaseWalkerBand.com.
Yep, and Chase Walker Band everywhere you look for it.
So everyone go look for ChaseWalkerBand.com and just Google it, and you will find Chase just about everywhere. Look for that Idlewild gig for you people out there in SoCal. It's a little cooler up there. I know a little bit about Idlewild. There's a beautiful place up there. They've had a few fires up there, but I think it's okay now. But go out and see Chase Walker and just go check him out. I will be putting the links when I edit this show. I will be putting links below so you can find all of his music, download it, buy it, visit the website, give the money to the artist, which is Chase. Give the money to the artist by going to the website and buying the merchandise directly from the artist. You can stream his music all day long, but that money usually doesn't hit our pockets in a long time. So go to the website, check him out, and go check it out. And is there anything else you want to say, Chase, before we move on?
Buy my vinyl while we still have it in stock.
Oh, vinyl, man. I was going to talk to you about it. Tell me a little bit about the vinyl, how you came about it, and do you have some for sale for the audience?
Yeah, we got vinyl. It's our first vinyl ever. We've been selling it like hotcakes. We're just about out of basically the first batch of them. The first, 200 of them.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we're going to have to re-up here pretty soon. But, yeah, check them out. We, for whatever reason, I thought, it's a long story, but there's a track on the back of the vinyl that has like one very quick, very subtle cuss word in it. And I was like, do we need to have a explicit tag on there? And I went ahead and had the artist add it to the thing just to be safe. Later came to find out that explicit tag is like now entirely voluntary. So it's like, you don't have to do it. So basically, if you have one that has the explicit tag, that's for sure the first batch, because this next batch is not going to have it on there.
Gotcha. All right, my brother. Well, we're going to wrap up here. I want to thank you for doing the Dean Von Music podcast show tonight. And thanks for hanging in there and moving through all the technical issues we had earlier. But it was a great show and great to talk to you. Great to meet you. And my door is always open for
Surprised
you.
to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I'll come back anytime, man.
Okay.
Be back sometime in the next 6 months when I got some new music coming.
Okay, brother. I'll see you later, and have a good
Yes,
night.
sir.
We'll play a little video. We'll play a little video on the way out. Good night. And thank
Appreciate
everyone
you.
for watching tonight, and everyone who joined the chat tonight. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
Rock in your roll, baby. Rhythm in your soul, baby. Make you shake it like you can't stand still. Keep it nice